So what's up, people? This is Robert Bassano. Just want to come to you guys today, give you a little bit of science and technology research. I posted this information before, a while back when I had Project Planete, special access. Not too many people paid close attention to it, so I thought I'd put it out there again, since we have all been looking into the scientific research bullshit that's being pushed to us by NASA, the European Space Agency, the CERN laboratory, universities. You know, they can't keep up with the lies, man. They just can't keep up with it. And like I said before in another video, quoting Winston Churchill, the truth is so precious, she must be attended by a bodyguard of lies. And I tell you what, people, we are starting to pick off these bodyguards protecting the truth. And the truth of the matter is that I don't believe there's a single fucking human being on the fucking ISS. I don't believe it's at 245 or so plus miles above the surface of the Earth in space. Now, well, let me backtrack. Let's be clear, because I'm going to keep saying this. Space begins for the Department of Defense at 262,000 plus feet. Space begins for the rest of the international community at 100 kilometers, 328,082 feet. So if the ISS is up there, 250 to 300, 400,000 feet above the surface of the Earth, it sure as hell ain't up there just floating around on its fucking own. But let's get this straight. If there are people where they claim them to be, then the information I'm getting ready to read to you completely contradicts what they've been fucking claiming. But I'm going to read this information to you to provide sort of a, how should I say it, a competing hypothesis that there are no fucking people where they say that they claim they are. Alright? And what we're going to talk about today is NASA. NASA had something in 2001 they call the phantom torso. Alright? Radiation Fred. Okay? Now in 2001, they said an unusual space traveler named Fred is orbiting Earth aboard the International Space Station. His job? To keep astronauts safe from space radiation. Now here's what's interesting about this. Keep astronauts safe? Wait a fucking minute. If this thing is up there with the astronauts, and it just happens to record some sort of lethal dose of fucking radiation, how are the astronauts going to be protected? It's too fucking late, right? It's got all kinds of sensors and shit on it like that. They're done. But we're going to read this together because I'm going to show you some interesting shit. Remember, this is in 2001, right? Fred has no arms, has no legs. His job is keeping astronauts safe. Now, this is the early version of NASA's Robonaut. Okay? This is the early version. I put a video out on that showing you guys the NASA Robonaut. But this existed before the NASA Robonaut. Okay? This was just a torso. Fred is the phantom torso. Alright? The phantom torso. Meaning this motherfucker's not even supposed to exist. He's a ghost. He's just hiding out in the corners of the fucking ISS. Nobody's supposed to even know he's fucking there. He's approximately 95 pounds, 3 foot high, mock-up of a human upper body. Beneath Fred's artificial skin are real bones. Of course, they got these from cadavers. Fred's organs, the heart, brain, thyroid, colon, and so on, are made up of a special plastic that matches as closely as possible the density of human tissue. Here's a picture of what Fred looks like. Radiation Fred. Okay? Pay close attention to that, because I'm going to tell you where Fred got tired of fucking the bullshit and the lies. And Fred ended up getting a moonlighting job in 2007. Okay? I'm going to show you where fucking Fred ended up in 2007. Okay? So just remember that. Radiation Fred. The phantom torso. This motherfucker ended up getting a mind of his own. Alright? Fred, who's spending the next 4 months on board the ISS, will measure the amount of radiation to which astronauts are exposed. Okay? So they're claiming astronauts are exposed to radiation up there. They don't know what the level is, but with all the fucking advanced equipment we supposedly had in 2000, how the fuck do you don't not bring any equipment up there to measure the level of fucking radiation and the bombardment of fucking potentially faster than light neutrinos blasting through the fucking ISS every fucking nanosecond? I mean, think about that. Neutrinos. We know what neutrinos are designed to do, right? They neutralize fucking positive and negative charges, all right? Or they give more energy to a negative charge and neutralize or a positive charge. Okay, let's keep going. High energy particles that pass through the human body can disrupt the way cells function. Although no astronaut, listen to this shit now. No astronaut has ever been diagnosed with radiation sickness. Not one. Not one fucking astronaut has ever been diagnosed with radiation sickness, which is excessive exposure, which would lead to health problems. Wait, didn't Yuri Gagarin spend? He spent like the most amount of time, and he was the first guy to spend, the longest period of time in space, right? No studies about him suffering space radiation sickness, right? So it begs the question: is there any fucking radiation really up there? Is there really any radiation in fucking space? Because you're telling me that astronauts spend anywhere between, a couple of weeks, couple of months, half a year in space, and not one of these motherfuckers is diagnosed with space radiation sickness? Not one. They must be taking a shitload of iodine tabs. They must be taking a shitload of that stuff. Because none of them get space radiation sickness. Alright? Now, here's the interesting thing that I discovered when I went and I clicked on this link. So I want to know what the studies have been with regard to space radiation sickness. And bam, look what it takes me to. Watch this shit. The National Space Biomedical Research Center. So you figure they do all the biomedical research on space travel, right? And the effects of radiation. 404, page not found. So I went through this website for students. Okay, I went checking for information. I went for research. When I go to research, it says you don't have access to the server. It's unauthorized access. Okay, so I'm not really sure what that shit is all about. But come Monday, I'm going to make a fucking telephone call to somebody and say, hey, where's the research on space radiation sickness? And I want to find out why this shit is not on their website. That's what I'm going to do on Monday. I got nothing fucking better to do. This shit all falls in line with my university research. So I'm curious. I'm fucking curious. I want to know. Why don't you have any data on your website talking about space radiation research? Okay? And I'm going to talk to one of these fucking people. I might even talk to the fucking office of the director, Jeffrey Sutton. Or maybe he'll put me in touch with somebody else I can talk to. Because I ain't going to email fucking nobody and wait for a response. I'm going to talk to somebody. Okay? So let's go back to that webpage for NASA. Let's go back. So, they say here, this doctor says, we believe the current dose of radiation to the crew of the ISS is too small to be of concern, says Dr. Gautam Badwa, the study's principal investigator at the Johnson Space Center. He says the radiation is just too small. Well, get this, people. I would agree with him. Because the same amount of radiation you are going to be exposed to here on Earth, okay, is the same amount of motherfucking radiation that he claims is too small to be measured in space. And you know why it's too small to be measured in space? Because they ain't fucking left the goddamn fucking ground. That's why. They ain't left the motherfucking Earth. The flat Earth. They have not left the fucking ground. That's why the radiation is too small to be measured. Yes, that's why it's not a concern to Dr. Gautam Badwa. That's why they can't measure it. But why the fuck would you send Radiation Fred up there to measure it, to see what the exposure is? Because if it's that small, it's insignificant. You don't have people, you're not subjecting human beings on Earth who are fucking going throughout their normal fucking day. They're not going to the doctor every fucking week, every month, every 3 months, every 6 months to, get tested for space radiation sickness. You see where the logic comes in here, people? Look at what this guy says. We believe the current dose of radiation to the crew of the ISS is too small to be of concern. He says the one possibility for radiation sickness might be an EVA, an vehicular activity situation during a solar event. So he's saying the only way they would have to worry about this is when these motherfuckers go outside the ISS and bam, the sun just boom, it ejects a fucking solar flare and that shit's racing towards the fucking ISS. They literally kill every fucking body because that's basically what will happen. But look how many EVAs they're doing out there, right? They do a shitload of fucking EVAs. Tim Peake joining his fucking British ass out there getting his fucking balls cooked, you know, like fucking Rocky Mountain oysters. So when he gets back, he ain't got to worry about having no fucking kids. But then again, they probably froze some of his sperm anyway, so him and his wife can have some babies and shit. But that's neither here nor there. I don't really give a fuck. And it says here, you know, if perhaps a crew member couldn't be brought back inside safely, but there's still lots to learn, he added. And that's where Fred can help. Now get this. You had the Apollo program supposedly in the 60s, right? They were sending guys up in the low Earth orbit. They were just up there for maybe an hour or a couple of minutes and then coming back down, right? So they're not really in fucking space. They're still in the fucking atmosphere. All right? When I say in the atmosphere, it's still, depending on what altitude they got to, we don't fucking really know. We don't see the real data. We don't see the raw data. They fake fucking all that shit. Okay? They're not going to show it to us because they think, regular people don't want to see that kind of shit. Bullshit. Show me the fucking data. I want to know how fucking high you went to, how long you were up there. What was it? Because, I mean, they did all of this rocket testing. This all this atmospheric testing. Supposedly, Dr. James Van Allen developed a special fucking Geiger counter that can measure the radiation up in the atmosphere. They were doing upper atmospheric testing in the Naval Research Laboratory. And they supposedly were measuring the level of radiation up beyond the stratosphere, the mesosphere, up into the thermosphere. So you should have known how much fucking could have been up there and did the mathematics to make a determination. This is how dense this shit possibly could be. This is how much radiation could really fucking be up there. The alpha, beta, or gamma fucking radiation from the cosmic rays. All right? So he's saying in 2001, they still got a lot to learn. So did you really collect and record the fucking scientific results that you claim that you were engaged in to get an understanding of what the fuck was above your head? I don't think so. See, this is where the bullshit comes in, people. It's all bullshit. The phantom torso, look what they say. The phantom torso is designed to do three things, explains Badwa. First, it will determine the distribution of radiation doses inside the human body at various tissues and organs. Second, it will provide a way to correlate these doses to measurements made on the skin. Quote, in the past, we've typically recorded doses only on the skin, explains Badwa, whereas the risk to crew members is established by exposure to internal organs. Finally, the phantom will help check the accuracy of models that predict how radiation moves through the body. What? The phantom will help check the accuracy of models? There we go. Right there. Here goes with all this modeling bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong. We do have to fucking conduct fucking computer modeling sciences and research to make a determination of, okay, how are we going to do this shit? Because based on what the computer's telling us, this is what we could potentially be exposed to. This is potentially what could happen. You know, based on the data we've been collecting, for us to develop an accurate model on how radiation moves through the body, we need to have some basic data and send some unmanned shit up there. We need to send some robotic missions. We need to send, just sensors and all types of measuring devices into the atmosphere. We get that data, we put it into the computer, and then it helps us to develop a model of how the radiation is going to move through. So why the fuck would you put human beings at risk to conduct a fucking research test using a goddamn fucking mannequin? Why would you put humans up there? Because if this mannequin, all of a sudden the fucking bells and whistles and alarms start fucking going off because it got a high dose of radiation, the fucking astronauts are up there with it. What the fuck you think's gonna happen to them? You already know the fucking answer to that, right? They'll be fucking dead before they get on the ground. Or they'll be so fucking sick, and by the time they get on the ground, there ain't nothing we can fucking do for them. They'll get leukemia or fucking Hodgkin's disease within fucking 6 months, maybe a year, and they'll be fucking dead within 2. Maybe sooner than that, depending on how old they are. I don't give a fuck how fit and healthy they fucking are. You ain't fucking Superman. You can't use the sun to absorb fucking energy so you can fly about and be the man of fucking steel, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Fuck that bullshit. This is bullshit, people. 3 types of radiation can endanger astronauts in space. So they want to give us an education on the types of radiation. The most energetic are galactic cosmic rays. The nuclei of atoms accelerated by supernova explosions outside our solar system. Cosmic ray nuclei can be as light as hydrogen and as heavy as iron, or almost anything in between, because they lack their surrounding coat of negativity charged electrons. GCRs are positively charged. The heavier nuclei carry the greatest charge, explains Baudouin. As the charge increases, the amount of energy that the particle can deposit in the tissue increases as well. Okay, so if you got all these supernovas in the fucking universe, God knows how many of them are out there, that shit's going in every single direction. How are you measuring the galactic cosmic rays from supernovas? You can't. They can't fucking measure it. So how the fuck do they know? I'll tell you how they know. Because these motherfuckers never left the fucking surface of the earth. That's why no astronaut has ever been diagnosed with radiation sickness, space radiation sickness. You get radiation sickness from on the ground, fucking around with plutonium, uranium, other fucking highly volatile fucking fissile materials. That's where you get radiation sickness from. Or having too many motherfucking x-rays, or getting cancer and having to go through chemotherapy where they blast your ass with fucking 10 to 15, 25, 30 fucking times more fucking radiation than you would get from a basic fucking x-ray. Think about that shit. Supernova explosion like this one. That ain't no, it's a fucking artist rendition of what you think a supernova is. Accelerated atomic nuclei to nearly light speed. The resulting cosmic rays pose a potential hazard to astronauts. No shit it would. The other forms of particle radiation consist mostly of protons. Most high-energy protons in the solar system come from the sun, although their charge is not great and they are less energetic than GCRs. Solar protons can still be dangerous when they come in intense bursts known as solar flares. We get a lot of those fuckers, right? But no, the astronauts are completely healthy when they get on the ground, right? Yeah, they're completely healthy when they get on the ground because they've been fucking eating a goddamn vegan diet and Mediterranean fucking diet, drinking the best fucking water on the earth, down in fucking Antarctica or wherever the fuck they're at, kicking back in their fucking lounge chairs playing fucking Xbox or some fucking other ESA game. The third kind of radiation, they say, which surrounds Earth is in areas known as Van Allen belts, consists mostly of decayed products from galactic cosmic ray interactions that have been trapped by Earth's magnetic field. Some of this trapped radiation is confined to a region above the coast of Brazil known as the South Atlantic Anomaly. Okay? The space station goes through that anomaly roughly 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Says Baudouin. The passage takes at most 22 to 23 minutes. That's good, he says. That's good? They go through this motherfucker 5 times a day. If you do the fucking mathematics, that's a fucking hour. There's an hour a day. They're fucking in this zone. But again, the third kind of radiation is what's known. They don't even say what the third kind of radiation is. They don't even tell you what the third kind of radiation is. They tell you what the second is. Particulate radiation. Alright? High energy protons. They tell you what the first one is. Galactic cosmic rays. Gamma rays. Right? Supposedly. But what the fuck is the third kind of radiation? Surrounds the Earth. You talking about electromagnetic? Electromagnetic radiation? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about being in a motherfucking city that's so fucking Wi-Fi intense, the way you're being bombarded by fucking electromagnetic waves? every goddamn day using a cell phone, a computer, Wi-Fi? Is that the kind of radiation you're talking about, Mr. Badwa? They should fucking yank your goddamn medical license, you fucking idiot. Sue your fucking ass for medical malpractice for saying this bullshit. You don't even say what the fucking third kind of radiation is. I just told you what it is. Electromagnetic fucking waves. And they say that the space station has to pass through this 22 or 23 minutes every fucking 5 times a day. 5 times a day. So that's a little over, that's almost fucking an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, hour and 40 minutes. They're in this zone. But again, they never suffered any radiation sickness. You know why? Because the only place to get that third kind of radiation is fucking on the ground in a Wi-Fi intense electromagnetic environment. Like say where there's a shitload of radio towers, power lines, all that kind of shit. They're on the motherfucking ground. That's why they never had space radiation sickness. Come on, people. It's simple fucking link analysis. You guys can all do this shit. I know you can. If you go through that trapped radiation in less than 20 minutes or so, then for the next 70 minutes, the body has time to do some repair to the damage done by the radiation. Bullshit! The fuck are these motherfucking superheroes? They're fucking the Incredible Hulk? Last I checked when I saw the Avengers, right? The Incredible Hulk was created through fucking exposure to gamma radiation, right? So he created the ability, like these starfish do, and frogs, where they can regenerate fucking all kinds of damaged cells and shit in their body. If they get a damaged cell, they regenerate that shit. But you trying to tell me in 70 fucking minutes these guys can regenerate and repair damaged fucking cells when they go through this motherfucker an hour and 20 fucking minutes every goddamn fucking day? And Scott Kelly was supposed to be done this shit for fucking 1 year? 1 year he did this shit. It's a bunch of bullshit, people. The radiation from solar flares can actually do more harm. Great, because every goddamn fucking sunrise you getting solar flares blasting your fucking stupid ass. But again, remember, there ain't no people up there. There's Radiation Fred, this fucking dummy, this robot. Yeah, they make me want to fucking put people up there just for talking shit. In order to measure space radiation as it propagates through Fred's body, Botwire and his team have sliced Fred horizontally into 35 1-inch layers. In each section, they've made holes for radiation detectors called dosimeters. The torso carries 416 lithium crystal based passive dosimeters, which simply record the total radiation dose received throughout the mission. Fred is also equipped with 5 active detectors. These, placed at the Phantom's brain, thyroid, heart, colon, and stomach, can track the times that the radiation exposure took place. With the active detectors, we can correlate the time the radiation was received with the position of the spacecraft, explains Badwar. We can separate out reliably when we were in the anomaly and when we were in the galactic cosmic ray radiation region. This kind of split makes radiation models derived from such data applicable to interplanetary missions. To assess astronaut exposure on a trip to Mars, for example, we'll just switch off the Van Allen belt particles. Switch it off? How the fuck are you going to do that? Radiation models devised by Badwar and colleagues will be able to estimate how much radiation reaches an astronaut's internal organs simply by looking at the dose on his or her skin. That's important because while the permissible radiation limits are based on internal exposures, practically speaking, all that can be measured is what occurs on the skin. Man, bullshit. Dude, you got neutrinos blasting through the body fucking every second right now. I mean, shit, I've been talking for 24 minutes. If we could measure the amount of neutrinos that actually went through my body just now and through this computer and through everybody that's listening to this right now, the number is infinitesimal. You wouldn't be able to measure that shit. Number one, they're not even visible. They're hard to fucking detect. They're hard to detect. The human body was designed to be fucking destroyed, man. Period. Or simply put, radiation is bullshit. Radiation in and of itself is bullshit. Bullshit. The sun is designed to fucking kill you. According to Badwar, galactic cosmic rays, the sun is designed to fucking kill you. Not to make you stronger. The whole idea of Superman is fucking debunked. Debunked. Trying to make you think, give your kids that whole idea. I want to be like Superman, mommy and daddy. The sun makes me stronger. I want to go out into the sun and get some vitamin D. The fuck you do? They're trying to kill us. Get out into the sun, people. You like the daylight. Now, why is it when I look up into the fucking sky, it fucking hurts my fucking eyes? Don't tell me because the light's too fucking bright and it's too intense and the sun's too big. That's a bunch of bullshit. Because when there ain't a lot of light in the sky, shit, that's the best fucking time of the day. For everybody around the planet. Around the earth. That's the best time of the day. When there's not too much fucking light in the sky. Right at dusk, right at dawn. Beautiful. That, if it could stay like that every fucking day, we would be living in a fucking utopia. Period. It's incredible, man. So, Fred got tired of this bullshit. Okay? Fred got tired of this shit. I'm a 6 year, I mean, this motherfucker just, he's AWOL. He's MIA. Fred went fucking MIA, missing in action. This motherfucker was like, fuck this shit, man. This is a bunch of shit. I'm up here by myself. Ain't no fucking humans up here. This dude Bodwar's lying his fucking ass off. Fuck, I need to get me another fucking job. So I'm going to show you where fucking Fred went to in 2007. Stand by. So this is where Fred went to in 2007. Motherfucker just left the scene of the crime.
Hey! Hey! What the hell are you doing out here, Fred? What the hell are you? No! 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 What the hell are you doing out here, Fred? How did you get out here? Fred, if you're real, you better tell me right now! If you're real, you better tell me right now!
Oh shit.
Damn it, Fred! Damn it!
Fucking lit Fred's ass up. See, Will Smith knows. He know Fred's ass supposed to be on the ISS. He says, what you doing out here, Fred? Fred, if you real, you better tell me. Oh shit. Here comes Fred's boys. Here comes Fred's peoples. They coming down from the ISS. NASA is coming after that Will Smith's ass for fucking killing Fred. Radiation Fred. Fucking hilarious, people. Art imitates life like a motherfucker, boy. Fred dead than a motherfucker. Lit his ass up. So you guys get the gist of that, right? I know that's a little, you know, flat earth satire and comedy I threw into it. But, man, if you pay attention close enough, you'll see a lot of fucking things literally being telegraphed and forecasted about what the fuck is really going on in your world. What's going to happen? What did happen? How it happened? I mean, think about that shit. Just think about that. There's these little hidden fucking secret things inside movies and videos and commercials to let you know ain't nothing fucking real. Everything that comes out of the fucking government's mouth, every fucking thing that you see on TV, it is fucking staged, fucking pre-programmed bullshit. They are fucking guiding you to fucking create your own goddamn reality. They're hoping you don't wake the fuck up. Because if you do wake up, they be like, give that motherfucker the anesthetic again. And that anesthetic could be fucking chemtrails, contaminating your fucking water, giving you some fucked up damn meat, or contaminating the food for, getting an E. coli outbreak, or fucking swine flu, or some other bullshit, Zika. They got to keep you distracted. You got to stay fucking focused on the prize, man. Focused on what to evaluate everything, question every fucking thing. Challenge the fucking status quo. You just can't sit there and think that, oh yeah, I trust the government. Why would they want to lie to you? Don't fucking ask why would they want to lie to you. Go fucking search for the reason why they're fucking lying. Because if you live in a fucking neighborhood of 100 people, and 25 or 30 of them say, oh, what I just saw on TV was bullshit, and the other fucking 70 some odd people are saying, those people are crazy, don't know what they're talking about, then you tell me how the fuck 25 to 30 people woke the fuck up and see things for what they really are, and the other 70 are a bunch of walking fucking zombies. Because this movie, I Am Legend, is about the whole fucking city. Literally, some fucking plague, some sort of virus infects everybody's motherfucking brain. And they just fucking go ape shit. And guess what? In this movie, I Am a Legend, these motherfuckers stay in the darkness. When they come out into the light, their fucking skin gets burned, they go fucking crazy, hitting their head on the fucking concrete and shit like that. So that should tell you something. These creatures can exist in the fucking darkness, but when they come out into the light, it's like there's some sort of fucking hybrid vampire type of shit. I'm telling you people, wake the fuck up right now. So check this out, right? Stand by. So check this out, right? So I figured I wanted to go research. I went to the Fermi Lab's website, and I typed in radiation. Right? And I download this fucking document. And I went through a few of them before I got to this one. And I wanted to get an understanding of what radiation really, can they really define what radiation is, right? And then this document pulled up which discussing something that I'm actually very interested in, black body radiation, right? So the Fermi Lab puts out this document. Radiation in the early universe. Up to now, we have ignored radiation. That's what they say. At early time, i.e. large Z, radiation dominates the energy density of the universe. We wish to calculate both the time or redshift at which that occurs in the time evolution of the universe before that epoch. So they talk about a review of black body radiation, right? Now, I'm not going to go through all this shit because a lot of you will be like, bro, Robert, what the fuck are you showing us? The mathematics is interesting. It looks all really cool, If you're looking at it on a fucking plane sitting next to somebody, the person sitting next to you be like, whoa, this motherfucker's really smart. What is it they're looking at? Because people are just nosy on a fucking air. They always want to look over your fucking shoulder to see what you're reading, what you're watching on the video, who the fuck you talking to. That's why I fucking hate commercial fucking flying. But going through this entire document, right? I went through it. I was reading. It was very interesting reading. Right? Because I'm trying to understand black body radiation more and where they came up with this concept, right? Max Planck was the one who originally came up with the solution during a physics test on how to determine what black body radiation was. So this is mostly his equation. So I go through this document, I go through it, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I'm doing some other collateral research to try to understand what it is they're talking about. Because again, I'm new to applied physics, so I'm trying to understand this on my own because they're not teaching it to me as of yet right now. And I keep going, and then I finally fucking notice something through the discussion of this whole fucking paper. Because it dawned on me that with regard to radiation, right? Radiation, what they define radiation to be, okay, is this. They say, and this is from world-nuclear.org, they say radiation is energy traveling through space, right? Sunshine is one of the most familiar. They're describing types of radiation, right? But what radiation is supposed to be, these types of radiation are due to unstable fucking atoms, Okay? Unstable atoms. This shit is so unstable that when it collides with another fucking particle, all right, you cause this damaging decaying effect, meaning that you got a stable atom in your body. It comes in contact with a radioactive particle, and then that radioactive particle, the energy, actually, if it's not on the same frequency signature of your own body, you know, or if it's a different type than what you're being exposed to on the earth, it's going to damage that cell. Okay? It's going to cancel it out. And it eventually just starts to spread depending on how much you're exposed to it. So the concept I came up with before I read this paper was that, wait a minute. If I'm going to believe the Big Bang Theory and everything just fucking exploded, it's just boom! Shit goes, radiation just spreading all fucking throughout the universe at a fucking exponential fucking rate, faster than you could fucking imagine and record and observe. This shit just going everywhere. So you gotta have some level of equilibrium has to exist, meaning that shit just, you got shit canceling each other out, you got shit balancing itself out. So if you got the radiation is basically the result of too much of something, meaning that that particular atom or particle is so unstable because it doesn't mean that it has not enough energy, but it's got too much. So it's expelling this excess energy. So the excess energy it's expelling is being absorbed into other fucking atoms that don't have enough. That's thermodynamic equilibrium, right? So the universe is really at fucking balance. It's not chaotic as they describe. That's why Stephen Hawking changed his motherfucking mind and saying that black holes are not fucking the most destructive sources in the universe. They actually may be fucking portals to go fucking somewhere else. And we should maybe send a motherfucking monkey out there to go see where the fuck he ends up. Yeah, that's back to that fucking Planet of the Apes shit that they did. You go back in fucking time and the monkeys are fucking taking control of the damn human beings. Art imitates life, people, remember? Art imitates fucking life. So I go through this document. And I'm looking at all the math and I'm like, okay, great. And it fucking hit me. This is the end of the fucking document. And it hit me. The conclusion of this fucking 4-page fucking paper says this. Hence, the universe is indeed in equilibrium at all times. So if the universe is in equilibrium at all times, and we take the concept, and we look at the concept of fucking radiation in of itself, and this website is ORISE. Matter of fact, let me pull this up here a little bit so you can all see what the website address is. All right. This is the website. It's a .gov. And here's what the government says. Radiation is energy that comes from a source and travels through some material through space. Wait. They said the fucking same thing here too, right? What a fucking coincidence. Light, heat, and sound are types of radiation. But you ain't telling me what radiation is. You say it's the energy that comes from a source and travels through some material or some material. What material can't radiation travel through? I'm not even going to go there. We already know. Ionizing radiation is produced by unstable atoms. Unstable atoms differ from stable atoms because they have an excess of energy or mass or both. That's what it says. Unstable atoms differ from stable atoms because they have an excess of energy or mass or both. Then they say, these are the basics of radiation right here. This is not fucking me. I'm reading this shit right here in front of you guys. Unstable atoms are said to be radioactive. Are said to be radioactive. Who the fuck said it? Who said unstable atoms are radioactive? I'm not going to go there either. You can research that shit for yourself. I know the answer. In order to reach stability, these atoms give off or emit the excess energy or mass. These emissions are called radiation. Now, you take the root word radiate, okay? Radiate, we know what that fucking means. It means to spread out in a linear fashion, maybe in all different directions, or maybe directed, right? That's what radiation is. So what they're saying is that this energy is going in one fucking direction, or multiple directions, depending on what type of radiation it may be. depending on what the magnitude of this explosion, of this instability occurred. But ionized radiation is the result of unstable atoms, right? But wait a minute, unstable? If these unstable atoms are giving off, this type of energy, and they're giving off this energy so they can become stable, how the fuck can radiation exist? Help me out here, people. I mean, really fucking help me out here. If radioactive ionizing fucking atoms become unstable and they give off the energy to become stable, energy, we don't know what type of fucking energy is. They can say black body radiation, they can say electromagnetic wave radiation, light radiation, whatever the fuck it may be. When that energy is radiated and moves, it's moving into another realm or into another substance where the radiation can be absorbed. Meaning that if you got something that has very little radiation, it's going to balance out and give that object more radiation to make sure that it becomes stable. Because you got to give something to get something. You got to give something away to take something, right? That's fucking equilibrium. And here in this fucking paper from the Fermi Lab, they said, hence, after all this complex fucking numerical fucking stochastic calculus fucking bullshit, these equations, they finish off by saying, hence the universe, they concluded, the universe is indeed in equilibrium at all times. Not for a fucking fraction of a second, not for a quantum second, not for a nanosecond, not for 1/100th of a million of a millisecond. They're saying equilibrium is fucking inexistent at all fucking times. Meaning radiation can't fucking exist as we fucking know it. There is no fucking radiation. It's in your fucking head. You've been fucking told, hey, don't take too many fucking x-rays. Hey, don't go near this fucking substance because it's radioactive. Don't go inside this facility. It's radioactive. You'll die. If you told that shit and you go into the fucking environment, you're gonna fucking die. Not, who knows if it, fuck, Van Allen created the fucking Geiger counter that is being used today, that everyone's fucking using to detect fucking levels of radiation. Van Allen. That motherfucker's a fraud. He falsified his fucking research. He didn't get no fucking 3-foot rocket on a balloon to 2,410,000 fucking kilometers to measure the fucking Van Allen radiation belts. They created that shit from fucking hydrogen goddamn fucking detonations in the atmosphere. Energy, people. Fucking energy. That's what Tesla was talking about. He was talking about literally taking energy out of the fucking sky. Not having to put the shit on a meter. Developing some sort of electromagnetic wave signal collection fucking device where literally you put the shit in the ground, you're using electromagnetic fucking wave energy from the earth to power your fucking house, power your car, power your phone, power your computer, turn on your motherfucking lights, transmit motherfucking telephone calls wirelessly. That's what he was talking about. The universe is indeed in equilibrium at all times. That's the Fermi Lab, one of the top fucking physics laboratories on the fucking earth. On the earth. On the earth, people. Gravity. Fermi Lab. They can't even describe what fucking gravity is. This is the Fermi Lab, people. They don't know what gravity is. Gravity, the force. They call it a force. What type of force is it? We are all most familiar with. No, I'm not familiar with fucking what gravity is. Because since I was a kid, I don't know. I asked the fucking question when I was a kid. What's gravity? It's a force. It's a phenomenon. It's something we can't explain. The fuck, then how the fuck could you give it a name? How the fuck can you give this force a name when you don't know what the fuck it is that's creating it? Or what you think it is? Here's the Fermi Lab. We are all most familiar with, is also one of the least understood. It's one of the least understood fucking anomalies. They don't even know. They just said, this got to be gravity. Then, okay, what's gravity? It's a force. Okay, what type of force? Well, let's see. What we do know is that objects with large masses will accelerate towards each other. That's all you know. So what about small masses? What about a fucking ant? Is an ant fucking living its life according to the laws of fucking Newton? Or Einstein? I don't fucking think so. How the fuck can an ant crawl up a goddamn motherfucking wall? On the fucking ceiling? Carry something fucking 10 to 100 times its fucking size? Tell me, how can a fucking ant do this? How can an ant carry 10 times its fucking mass of its body weight? So why does fucking gravity only apply to large masses? Why can't gravity apply to something that's fucking small? So you're telling me because I'm fucking 5'10" and fucking a half, 215 motherfucking pounds of motherfucking whoop ass, you're telling me that gravity only applies to me and not the motherfucking ant? Give me a fucking break, people. Then here Fermilab says gravity is also responsible for creating the sun. Really? You don't fucking know what that is, so how the fuck you know what created the sun? How you know what created the moon? How you know what created the planets? How you know what created the stars, as well as other celestial bodies? So wait a minute. Then they contradict themselves and say, without gravity, these bodies would be nothing but gas within the universe. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nothing but gas. Gas. So gas doesn't fucking obey the laws of motherfucking gravity. Gas. Gas don't obey the laws of gravity. They're saying without gravity, we wouldn't be able to see the fucking moon, the sun, Mars, Venus, Uranus, whatever fucking celestial body they claim that you can see in a fucking telescope. Technically speaking, you shouldn't be able to see the fucking ISS or Hubble either, right? Meaning that anything you see up in the sky, it ain't fucking real. If gravity don't exist and it's supposed to be solid mass, you can't fucking see it. Because they say it only applies to fucking, gravity applies to everything that's solid, large mass. It'd be all gas. I've seen videos online where someone zoomed in to show fucking Venus and Saturn. And it's a fucking gas ball. So gravity don't exist out in space, right? So if people are showing these videos showing what Venus and Saturn look like as a gas fucking ball, how the fuck can Lisa and LIGO and all these fucking instruments they claim are in fucking space measuring gravitational fucking waves? How can you measure gravitational waves if you're telling me that without gravity, all you would see is gas in the universe? Because that's what I saw on videos when someone showed fucking Saturn and Venus. It was a fucking gaseous fucking ball. Or whatever the fuck it was. Which means what? Gravity don't exist in space, does it? Gravity don't exist. Again, that's just me saying this shit. It's just me saying it. I'm reading the data. They say here, gravity is also what gives us our weight on the earth. Right? Our weight on the earth. Bullshit. I'll always compare myself to a fucking ant. Why can't I crawl up the motherfucking wall? You trying to, so get this, if it's all about large masses, right? I'm 5'10" and a half, 215 pounds of whoop ass. You're telling me that if I got down to about maybe, if I drop half my mass, right? To about 107 and a half pounds, I could be able to crawl up the motherfucking walls. Crawl on the fucking ceiling like an ant. No. I won't be able to crawl up the motherfucking wall. I won't be able to crawl on the fucking ceiling like an ant. And I sure as hell won't be able to fucking carry 10 times my motherfucking body weight like an ant does. If I continue to drop my mass. If I continue to drop my mass so that I can do what an ant can do, I'll be motherfucking dead. I'll be nothing but a fucking meat sack full of bones. A meat sack full of fucking just bones. Bones and blood. I'll take a shit every fucking day, empty my goddamn bowels and my bladder just to make sure I have this, like Don Pettis says, tyranny of the rocket equation. Dumb mass. If we can eliminate all this dumb mass, maybe then we can get out into space. That's what he said. Check that shit out on my channel. The tyranny of the rocket equation. No human has ever left the fucking surface of the earth. Well, maybe, yeah, you can fly in an airplane. You can go up in a balloon. I can throw your ass across the motherfucking room. You'll get off the surface of the earth. Yeah, I admit it. I fly on a plane. I've left the surface of the earth. But we ain't never left the fucking, our atmosphere. We ain't never gone into space. I don't give a fuck how many videos online showing these motherfuckers somewhere you don't have no fucking idea where it is, and you're seeing a fucking CGI image of what's the fucking earth looks like. It's bullshit, people. Bullshit. Check this out. NASA selects 3 teams to study space radiation. Now, this shit goes back to Radiation Fred. Stand by. So this shit here, this goes back to Radiation Fred. February 18, 2015. That's my fucking birthday. February 18. They put out a story on my fucking birthday last year saying NASA selects 3 teams to study space radiation. You still studying space radiation since motherfucking 2001? What happened to fucking Dr. Badwad and Radiation Fred? Shouldn't you have collected enough motherfucking data to study fucking space radiation? But here's what they say. Here's what they fucking say. As part of its ongoing research and development activities associated with astronaut health and performance, NASA's Human Research Program will fund 3 new NASA specialized centers for research as part of its space radiation research, investigating how space radiation affects astronauts and learning ways to mitigate those effects is a critical step to enabling human exploration of space as NASA sets its sights on exploring an asteroid and ultimately Mars. Now I need you, I'm going to fucking play textual motherfucking investigator on this shit right now, this first motherfucking paragraph. You hear what they just said? Investigating how space affects astronauts and learning ways to mitigate those effects is a critical step to enable human exploration of space. Now, you can take that shit 2 ways. If you fucking so in love with NASA that you got they got their fucking fist so far up your ass, you're going to interpret this as this. They already got people in space, they want to go further. They want to go further out in space to go to fucking Mars, maybe say the moon or some shit like that. Now we starting to question the fucking moon shit again. But if you love NASA and they got their hands so far fist up your fucking ass, you're going to look at this and say, well shit, yeah, we want to go out to other worlds. We want to go and explore. So we need to know how this galactic cosmic radiation is going to affect our astronauts. So we want to know how to mitigate this, because this is a critical step to enable human space exploration. But if you are fucking fully fucking awake, and you're reading this like me, you're reading this as, what the fuck did they just say? Investigating how space radiation affects astronauts and learning ways to mitigate those effects is a critical step to enable human exploration of space? Wait a minute. I thought you already been in space. Shouldn't you fucking know this shit? Didn't you collect data from the fucking Apollo missions, Mercury? Didn't you collect this radiation data? Didn't you develop a fucking contingency plan in case one of your motherfucking astronauts got blasted by motherfucking a solar flare? Or they were up there long enough to be exposed to the shit and flying through the fucking South Atlantic anomaly 5 times a motherfucking day for 23 fucking minutes? You don't know how to mitigate this shit? Oh, wait a minute. I know why you don't know how to mitigate this shit for human exploration of space. Because you ain't never fucking left the goddamn fucking ground. That's why. You never put a human on those fucking rockets, on a fucking bomb, because you're too fucking afraid to be losing motherfuckers. Human life is very fucking valuable, people. You gonna strap 4, 5, 6, 7 of these motherfuckers to a goddamn weapon and take the chance of it fucking exploding? And people are like, shit, this shit is too risky. We can't do this no more. We ain't giving you fucking $19 billion. Fuck that. Send up chimpanzees or develop fucking robots. We'll wait. That's what they're saying here, people. They said this shit is a critical step to enable human exploration of space. They need to know how space radiation affects the human body so they can develop plans and strategies on protecting humans from space radiation. Because remember, no astronaut has ever developed space radiation sickness. So we already agree with each other. If nobody's been diagnosed with space radiation sickness, not one fucking person, then that means you got to come to one fucking Occam razor's conclusion. The most simplest fucking explanation is the fucking best one. They ain't never fucking, no human being ever fucking went into space. So they're sending up Radiation Fred and Robonauts up there to measure this shit so that they can say, okay, this is how much the robot was exposed to. This is how much we should expect people to be exposed to. Let's develop a special fucking suit to protect these motherfuckers. That's what they're saying. Let's go on. As ENS Corps consists of a team of investigators with complementary skills working together, yada, 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 whatever, fuck. Fuck you and your mother. The first ENS Corps team led by Mike Wheel, a professor of cancer genetics at Colorado State University. Yeah, perfect motherfucker to head up this study. He blasting fucking people with radiation all the fucking time for cancer treatment. So he knows how this shit affects cancer patients. Incredible. They'll build upon prior research to address key questions related to risk of space radiation exposure on both cancer development and the nervous system. Studies will be carried out to identify biological markers for susceptibility to cancer and early disease detection, and research that is critical for understanding disease mechanisms, early detection, and development of countermeasures to reduce risk from exposure to space radiation. Man, you ain't got nothing on fucking Earth that can protect somebody from fucking galactic cosmic fucking rays. You can't create fucking galactic cosmic fucking rays on fucking Earth. So how the fuck you gonna develop research and waste my motherfucking taxpayers' dollars conducting a study on shit you can't fucking create in a fucking laboratory? This is where your money's going, people. This is where your money's going. I need to find a way to contact one of these motherfuckers, man. This is some bullshit. Well, people, you've seen for yourself. You saw it. Radiation Fred, people. Radiation motherfucking Fred. This is your space program. A fucking mannequin called the Phantom Torso, Robonaut, and nothing but fucking a bodyguard of lies. Bodyguard of lies, protecting the truth. I'm peeling away these fucking layers, I'm telling you. I'm gonna fucking be like a ninja. I'm gonna take out all these motherfucking bodyguards attending to the truth, to where that hussy gonna be standing by herself and be like, oh shit, you found me. You finally found me. No, ain't nothing. You ain't been screaming out. I heard you screaming, but you didn't tell me where you were. I had to go doing a lot of fucking research to find you. So, why don't you have a seat? Sit down and tell me where the other fucking truths are. That's where it comes down to. Because once you peel away once you pick off those fucking bodyguards that are tending to that truth, those bodyguard of lies, when you get to that one truth, you sit that hussy down and you tell her, or him, or whatever it is, okay, there's got to be more than one of you. So where are the rest of them at? Sit down and tell me, because I ain't letting you go. I'm not letting you go until you tell me where the rest of the truths are. I want fucking names. I want locations. I want to know what the fuck I should be expecting, what they're going to tell me. Because that one single truth knows what the other truths are. So you can either stick with that one truth and interrogate the motherfucking hell out of them to get him to tell you what the rest of them ones are, or you get the fucking locations of all the other truths. And you put together a plan to take out those bodyguard liars as well. And you just keep going. Because eventually, you'll come to the genesis of all the fucking truths. Because it leads to one big giant one. And I think that one big giant truth is, ain't nothing fucking real. This is one big goddamn fucking simulation. It has to be. It has to be. I can't be convinced of anything else. Remember what I said, people. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Peace out.